Okay, so today I want to share why feeling stuck may be one of the best things that God allowed in your life. Keep on watching this video. I'm going to be giving 3 practical steps I've taken to get unstuck because I know how this feels. The goal of these steps is stuff that I've used to get unstuck because when you start telling people, usually people don't have a solution. And I had to work through this myself. So keep on watching the video. If you're in a place where you're looking for change, where you're like, I'm feeling stuck in certain areas that I'm gonna mention in this video. My question to you is, what area in your life are you feeling stuck in right now? Is it your career, relationships, finances, friendships, love life, or where you're thinking of going next? This topic is very real for me and close to me because I went through many seasons of feeling stuck and then having to walk myself through the feeling of feeling stuck and working to get out of it. This is something that, yes, you hear people express this, but it's not something that people really talk about how to get out of. I felt like this was something that I had to figure out, okay, how do I get stuck of it? And I have to usually question it because feeling stuck is one of the most of the bottom barrel feeling that you could ever have. Because let's face it, we don't like to be stuck. It gives you a feeling like you're not moving forward and everyone else is moving forward. And you feel like you're left behind doing the things that you are not looking forward to doing and doing the very things that's making you feel stuck. Wow, that was a mouthful. And it also means that you just don't have a solution yet, which means that you have to continue doing the thing that you know to do, which sucks. And if we're really gonna get real, you have to go to bed and wake up the next morning to do the very thing that you're familiar doing. Or you may have to keep on doing the very thing that you're trying to get away from, but you can't really get away from it because it's obligation. Or you just may be in a place where you don't know how to change it or what you need to do to change it. Anyone can relate to this. Please put it in the comments, okay? Because I know I'm not the only one that has been there. It means you have to continue doing the job that you don't like because you have to pay them bills. It means you may have to stay in the same financial position that you're currently in because you don't know what to do. It may mean that you have to continue struggling with friendships that are lack of thereof, or just friendships that you had to cut boundaries from, even though you know I need to make new friends. You basically just don't know how to move forward and you're spinning your wheels. And when I say the word stuck, I just feel my chest tightening up. I almost get exhausted saying that word. But I'm here to tell you, you're only stuck if you believe you're stuck and you absolutely believe that there's no way out. And most of the time when we're in a season of feeling stuck, it's not really as is. It's not exactly that you feel stuck, that you feel like you're trapped against the wall and there's nothing else you can do. I believe it usually means it's a season of transition. You may be in a season where you're trying to figure it out. You're in a season of building and you're unsure about it. You may be in a season where you have a lot of questions and you're like, God, what's next? Because I'm tired of all this. But I'm here to share with you that usually when you're stuck, it means that you're aware of your surroundings, and that's a good thing. There's some perks to it. It usually means that you are aware that you are not settling for where you are right now. It's a sign where there's something within you, God, saying, hey, there's something that needs to change. Because think about it. When you feel stuck, it's usually something that you want to change. Even though it's negative, it's usually something that needs to be changed. You don't feel stuck when things are going well, when things are moving in the right directions and everything's flowing and all the puzzles are fitting into place. When you feel stuck, it's a sign, oh, something needs to change. When you feel stuck, it's more so you feel like you're in a locked room and you're trying to move. You're trying to unlock the door, but you can't unlock the door. You're trying to change your environment. I've grown so much because I used to think of being stuck as this negative thing. I used to think the whole world was crashing down when I felt stuck in I felt like I couldn't move, I couldn't shift. But I'm here to tell you, when you feel like that, it means that there's something more. There's something more than where you are right now. There's something that's trying to tell you that you need to be doing more of whatever you've been wanting to do. There's something telling you, okay, this was nice, but I'm ready to get out of my comfort zone. I'm ready to move out of where I am right now. I'm ready to shift. I'm ready to change into what God has called me to do, what God has for me right now in this season. It means it's time to ask more questions. How do I get out of this situation? What is it that I need to change? And what is it that I'm not happy with right now? What is making me feel stuck and not being able to move? And how can I change it? So I want to give you practical tips on how to get unstuck. And I just have to give you some warnings here. It's not going to be magical, but it's steps that will move you forward, that has helped me move forward when I feel stuck. And I'm sure there's many more steps, but to keep it simple, I'm going to give you the 3 major ones that's really helped. Because the goal is to get all that feeling like you're banging your head against that wall. Girl. So the first thing you're going to do is take a pause. And what I mean by this, the automatic thing to do when you feel stuck is you're like, okay, well, you start racking your brain and you're like, I need to keep on moving. That's the automatic thing to do. And it gets to the point where it can be just me, where you'll stay up at night and you'll be like trying to find solutions and your mind will just keep on going because you're like, what can I do to get unstuck? That's just how our mind works. That's the automatic thing our mind does. But sometimes it's okay to just take a pause. Just pause. And just sit with yourself. Just sit and not stress yourself out thinking about what's the next big thing I'm gonna do, or thinking about the part where you're feeling stuck. So recently I've been feeling stuck in a situation, and I spoke to my pastor about it, and I was like, I don't know why I feel stuck. I'm getting all these God ideas, but I'm just feeling stuck. I'm not feeling basically inspired or motivated. I'm just feeling stuck. And she said one thing, you know, you may be in a season right now where God just wants to impart to you. He just wants you to learn, whether that's through listening to other people's content, like inspiring content, reading books, like just letting God impart to you. That's it. And you just receive. And I never thought of it like that. I never heard someone say it like that. What was funny is on the side, I was starting to listen to audiobooks because I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling inspired. So I might as well let people speak into me, aka audiobooks. And so basically I would listen to it in the car and listen to these audiobooks. And you don't realize how much you're in the car until you finish like a 7-hour audiobook and you're like, dang, I be in that car so much. And she went on to say, sometimes it's not all about taking action. Sometimes it can be God just wanting to impart into you and lift you up. That's it. Sometimes it could just be learning something new or just getting inspired. And I was in a place where I just wasn't motivated to do the things I know I should be doing. I was in that spurt, unfortunately. And I'm going to be honest and transparent with you. It drives me crazy because I love to take action. I like to keep moving. I love to be on a roll and be hustling and just keep that go, go, go mindset. But there are seasons where sometimes I have to accept that I just need to relax. I just need to pause. When's the last time you were just in silence, where you just relaxed, you just put Christian music on, and that's it? You just didn't even try to fish through your mind, and you just relaxed. You just sat down in silence, or you just took a walk. That's it. Or you just lay down there in silence, whatever that is to you. When's the last time you just sat down? Just listen to your thoughts. And you know what's funny is the idea that I got to just listen to audiobooks. Now, I'm not saying I've never done that before, but I don't know, somebody just told me, hey, just listen to audiobooks. This is how I rationalize that. If I can't control what's happening around me, I can at least control my actions and work with where I am in terms of my energy. So if my energy is not like that go, go, go hustle energy, I can at least control some things where I know I enjoy reading books. So we're gonna let the book talk to me, and I'm gonna listen and be imparted to. It's a step forward. Like sometimes we think we have to take these extreme steps, but we don't. It's the little steps, like little things. The more I did it, because this wasn't a habit before, And the more I did it, I started to just double down. And every time I'd go in the car, I would listen to an audiobook because I noticed that my spirit was just like starting to lift. I could feel my mood starting to change because I was getting more and more inspired, to the point where I was starting to get back to myself again, get back motivated, and not feeling as stuck, because it made me realize, based on the books I was listening to, that, you know what, there's something on the other side. There's some hope. There's dreams inside of me that I still need to. And it makes those things come back alive. But it all started with just a simple step. Imagine if I just didn't listen to myself and I kept on trying to go. I would still be in that place of feeling stuck. And this is a reminder for me and you that you don't have to take big mountain steps. I can take mustard seed steps. That's it. You see how I spin that? And this leads me to my next point, is be okay with just receiving. So if it's just you needing to be imparted to, do that. Because you don't know the next steps, just do that. Just continue to go to church, continue to go to networking events, continue to go to your favorite restaurants, whatever gives you joy or sparks inspiration. It's so easy to get caught up complaining and being in your own pity party and telling everyone your situation, how you're feeling, which nothing's wrong with. But the problem with that is it keeps you going in a revolving circle around those issues, and then nothing ever gets resolved. So if the one thing that you need to be focused on is just being inspired and getting lifted up, do that. Just do that. Just sit. We don't always have to be doing something. Just receive. If that's all you could do right now and you don't have any ideas, just receive. And most of all, listen. If that's Christian music, like, just listen. That's it. We live in a culture where we're always on the go, we're always being distracted, and then sometimes it's okay to just receive. So the third one is find spark pockets. I was speaking to my therapist and I told her that even though there is certain parts of my life that I'm not happy with, there are certain things that I enjoy doing within the parts that I'm not happy with that does give me joy. Certain things like making videos like this, doing pickleball, doing Pilates. And I went on to say, on days where I feel stressed or I had a long day, I really look forward to doing something like Pilates. It just changes my mood. It's something about being sweaty and doing something for your body. They'll go from feeling like, oh my god, this day is draining, to feeling, oh my gosh, I feel better, I'm glad I did this type thing. It will literally lift my spirits, and I'm around people, I'm relaxed, it's like a time just for me. And she said, it sounds like you're finding pockets of sparks that you enjoy, that keeps you going. I never thought of it like, so instead of me putting all the energy into the parts that's not working, I managed to find little pockets that keeps me going, even if it's 20% of the time. So this is what I'm here to tell you, okay, and suggest. You need to find the 20% pockets that gives you joy. Even though other parts in your life may feel stuck, you need to find that 20%. And that's the part that you can control. And it makes all the difference. So even though you may be feeling stuck, at least you feel like you're moving. Even though the stuff that gives you a spark may not be the very thing that you're like, oh, this is the area I absolutely want to change. But because it gives you joy, it keeps you going. It's kind of like fueling your cup for the things that are more like, the last one is move. Be kind to yourself. Take it one day at a time. What I discovered personally about being stuck is that when I'm in that state, it means that I need to keep on moving forward. Now, it may not mean physically, okay? It may not mean mentally, but the main thing is you are moving forward in whatever way that means to you, whether that's being in silence that I mentioned, finding your spark pocket, or just receiving. Like, you're finding a way that you're just moving forward and you're not just staying in that pool of stuck. And first of all, it's a lie of the enemy, by the way, telling you that you're not moving forward, you're not advancing, blah, 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 gibberish. God is always working behind the scenes. God is doing things that you may not see. You don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. Your life could change like this. God could do things supernaturally that you would have never thought happen and bring you from step 9 all the way to step 30. The enemy tells you that lie so you can stay stuck. He wants you to stay in the same place. He wants you to feel like that so then you don't do what God has put in your heart. That's the reality of it. He wants you to feel like you can't make any change, you're not in control of it, but in fact you are. But when you feel stuck, it's important that you keep on moving and you do what you gotta do to get yourself back to where you're feeling things are progressing. Because if you give up, you're gonna feel stuck, right? If you don't do anything and you just give up and you accept that you are stuck, you're going to just feel stuck. You have to choose to keep on moving and do what you got to do to lift yourself back up and get you back to that level where you're like, okay, things are flowing, things are moving, God is working, even though everything's not perfect. You know what I mean? Be ready to hear his voice and any solution that's going to move you forward, because he will show up. He will give you ideas, like how I got that idea of listening to audiobooks. It was so random. But be ready so that way you get out that funk. And I want you to ask yourself this question. If I believed I wasn't stuck, but being prepared for the next level, what would I do differently this week? If you even take one mustard seed step this week, you're already moving forward.